Hello, I am Simulated Oak and welcome back to Tram Sim. This week we are going a little bit more realistic. We went a bit rogue on the last episode. We learnt that it doesn't matter how fast you drive the tram, it can't derail, and we also learnt that it doesn't matter how fast you drive the tram, you can't catch up to the one in front. And that could be deliberate by the game developers for pretty obvious reasons. They probably don't want their product being associated with tram crashes and all that sort of stuff. So today we are at Stefan and we are empty. We have not picked up any passengers. We're not going to. What we're going to do is we're going to try and do this a little bit more seriously than what it ended up in the last episode. There seem to be more places to turn around going in this direction rather than from Hap to Lee. So let's get into it. We aren't stopping, so we're not going to pick up any passengers. And we're running this as a road knowledge or a route knowledge exercise for short turnaround loops and all that sort of stuff. So we're not going to worry about picking up passengers and that sort of thing. Now, in real life, I could turn off the passenger information system, but I'm not going to. I am going to try and follow the road rules as much as I can, which is realistically all the time.
Bitte seien Sie achtsam. Andere brauchen Ihren Sitzplatz vielleicht notwendiger.
The only thing we won't be doing is stopping at stations. Now, what this might lead to in some areas, and oh, that was close. I thought that car actually hit. And as we've seen on other episodes, sometimes they've got no hesitation in just coming through these side streets. And this is the case in the real world and also in Train Simulator. If you are running empty or not stopping at a particular station, but the signal is at stop immediately at the platform, what you should do, I believe, and if you're not stopping at that station, is to actually not stop. Now this is going to be interesting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get out of the seat, open the door, take the point rod with me. Did I just release that front door? Probably should get back in the seat just to make sure I've released just the front door. And the only problem with that is that passengers are now going to get on. In real life, I'd be telling them not get on. They'd be not in service on the indicator, that sort of thing. So we're walking up to the points. We may not be able to change these ones either. This is one thing that I did find a lot of on the previous episode. Oh, we haven't taken our point bar with us. Oh, well, let's go back and get it. Now, another interesting thing is to see if you stop short of the platform, or just grab the bar there. If we stop short of the platform and there are people on the footpath, will they get on the tram? In real life, I probably would have said to those people, "No, sorry, you can't get on. This isn't a passenger service," but Now let's see, can we change these points? Switch cannot be adjusted, so we did all that for nothing. So we'll get back in the seat. Okay. Close the Z doors. And we will continue. And if I can't change any points anywhere, what's the point of the point bar?
Maxwellsdorfer Platz. Umsteigen zu 6, 18 in Richtung Burggasse, Stadthalle 62 in Richtung Landes 40a, Lokalbahn nach Baden, S-Bahn.
Now these points I probably can't change. We'll wait for the signal. Although, let's try it. Oh, well, we can't try it now because we haven't pulled up in time. Let's go. Let's go.
Gasse. Umsteigen zu 18 in Richtung Schlachthausgasse.
So what I'll do here, I'll pull up just with the front door on. We'll get out of the seat. We'll take our point bar with us. Oh, we must set the front door open. Now we can get out of the seat. Take our point bar. And we'll go to, if we can line ourselves up, we'll go to the other door, to the other end of the platform. This is also a good opportunity to explore the platform. You can see the TramSim advertising, and it's a really good way actually. You do want to make it a little bit realistic and see, okay, well, we can see that you know, the station would have advertising, and you might not want to do fake advertising. But what they could, oh, I can't walk forward that far. Oh, that's a pain. So we're going to have to go back to the tram. Back in the seat. Close the doors. So there's only so far that you can walk from the tram before it puts up an invisible wall. So I'm guessing. But also you don't want to advertise somebody else's product either. Now, because the company does more than just Tram Simulator, maybe that you'd want to think that they'd... Oh, hang on, here we go. Here we go. So now, did that change the points at all? We'll see if we can see the rail move. No, it animates that the bar's moving. The bar shouldn't be located there anyway. The bar should be in that hole. But absolutely nothing happens. And now it tells me that the switch can't be adjusted. Well, give me my point bar back then. There we go. So there's something about bacon. So nothing can be adjusted there, so it seems. So we'll just wait for the signal now. Have we wrecked everything? Maybe we caused a signal failure, so let's just go. Nah, there it is. It's going to change by the time we get to it. So we can't change those ones. So back to the advertising, just to finish the point. The makers of Tram Sim do make other games in the transport realm. So you'd think that, maybe they'd advertise something else. Because let's face it, if you're playing Tram Sim, you already own it. Although having said that, of course, if you're watching this video, you don't own Tram Sim. And maybe you might see me or someone else playing and go, oh yeah, that looks alright, I like trams, let's do it. But it's probably more the gameplay than just that little advertising at the stations, although I do get the point. So yeah, I do get the point of those ads.
Meierhofgasse.
Now it's important here to look at the tram light rather than automatically looking at the traffic light, because that can be different. You can have a red light but have a proceed indication for the tram and vice versa.
Paulanergasse.
Good timing, we timed it well. Now I think we are coming up to some areas where we could potentially be able to change some points.
Karlsplatz. Umsteigen zu U2, U4, 4a.
Here we go. Alright, we'll grab our trusty little point clip. We'll wait for the passengers to get in and out first. Now, interestingly, where's the yellow dot? The yellow dot, if I remember, or maybe that's the line that you have to look up, not the yellow dot. Hang on. The yellow dot, that doesn't make sense. The yellow dot is all the way up here. But if you want to change the points to go on that track on the right-hand side, you have to basically stop where I stopped. So let's go to these points. Switch cannot be adjusted. Okay. And maybe that's what those, what that triangle up there means. I don't know. But it's fun finding out. Hang on.
Oper. Karlsplatz. Umsteigen zu U1.
Now this is an interesting case in point. Now we're not actually at a stop. So no passengers have tried to get off. Oh, hang on, here we go. And the switch moved, did you see that? I'll do it again. So the switch has moved. Let's get switch operation. Rod is still in switch. Okay, so we'll take it with us. We'll get back in the tram. We'll close the door. So for the first time with the switch rod, we have successfully switched the points and we are moving over. So we've now switched around. So I don't think we have traffic to worry about in this situation. So we'll just follow this around. This should be turning us around. There's the yellow dot. So has it recognized, well, passengers are getting on and off. Now has it recognized, hang on, where are we? Let's walk up. We are at Opera Karlsplatz, which is where the passenger information says that we are. Still shows that we're going to have to leave, but we can change that we can change that, or we can just go in cab. There we go. So what we can do, we can go to our passenger information, and we can change it. So we just
Liebe Fahrgäste, bitte tragen Sie einen Mund-Nasenschutz in U-Bahn-Stationen sowie in Fahrzeugen.
there we go. So we'll have to change it manually because under this situation, well, I guess we have to go through, and this is where, of course, you got to know your stations.
Ring, Volkstheater, umsteigen zu
Karl Opera Platz is where we are now. So our next station,
Resselgasse.
that should be our next station. So if we go outside, we have changed the passenger information. So it's now heading back to Stefan, which is where we just come from. So we've turned around short, is what we've done. So, you know, and this is what often happens in the trams for the real world. So under the scenario, we were going from Stefan to Haptali, but there was something up ahead. The line up ahead was blocked, and so tram control said you have to turn around. You have to turn around at a certain point. So Opera Karlsplatz is where we turned around. So of course we didn't necessarily know that when it happened. So you wouldn't necessarily know. Like, you might not necessarily know when you leave Stefan. You might not know that there's been a traffic accident or whatever the situation is. Could be, you know, track trouble, overhead wiring problems, whatever. You know, there could be a protest. There could be a street parade. There could be anything. So they could say, well, okay, instead of going all the way, we need to turn you around at Karlsplatz. And that's exactly what we've done here. So you'd have to make an announcement to the passengers. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, due to an incident ahead of us, insert incident here, we cannot continue our journey to Haptali, and the train will terminate here and return to Stefanfingerplatz. Alternative transport is being arranged. If you are close to your destination, you may find it easier to walk to your destination from here. We apologise for any inconvenience caused. So you make your announcement, turn around short, and then change your passenger information. So we are again heading to Stefan. So our doors are closed, and let's go. And this would be all part of your route knowledge to say, okay, here are the turnaround points. Now, if we were to stop the tram quickly now, we should be able to get out. Now, in the other direction, we'll get out of the seat. Now, if we were heading from Haptali and we had to turn around after Karlsplatz, in theory, we should be able to do the same. There we go. That's just changed the points again. So we'll take our clip. Now what the driver of the next tram behind us would have to look out for is he or she would have to make sure that the points are set in the correct direction. Yeah, they'd have to make sure that the points are set in the next direction, because we can't change these points. We can't change these points back unless we get out of the cab again. Yes, we are going around to the left, which is what we wanted to do. So we're using, because there's because it's not double-ended, and we have to go around in loops at the crossover points. So what's happened now is that it's put us on the right track. I'm just going to go here. It's just put us on the right track. Now this should be Karlsplatz to head back to so if we get out, sorry folks, so if we get out and have a look, this should be Karlsplatz. Okay, so this is Karlsplatz in the direction of going to Haptali. So in this scenario, we were coming from Haptali and we're getting turned around to Haptali. So what we have to do again is get in the cab, and again we have to adjust our passenger information so we're going in the correct direction. So we're at Karlsplatz now. So Opera Karlsplatz. Burgering's our next. Is our next stop. So we can go in a second. When we get the green light, we can go. So because there's only the controls at one end on this system, you have to have a series of turnaround loops. So we've just demonstrated in both directions how the tram can turn around mid-section. And you could have timetable trips that only go, like for instance the Stefan to Karlsplatz section might be really busy at some stages, but it might not be busy at other stages. So you might turn around the tram here and send it back to Stefan, or vice versa from Haptali. You might.
Volkstheater. Umsteigen zu U3, 46, 49, 48a.
You might turn it around. We'll go and we'll adjust the. Whereas if you get other tram systems, like in say San Francisco maybe, or definitely Melbourne, if you need to turn it around, you can just shunt forward. Driver changes to the other end because there are controls there. And then they just change direction, come back for the points, and they're all good. So, can we change this while we're moving? This will be a good test. Yes, we can.
Volkstheater. Umsteigen zu U3.
Something about the zoo?
49, 48a.
Now, of course, if you know the system, you can change that on. You can change that on the fly. Where's the yellow dot? You can change the system on the fly, and you're still watching where you're going. So we are at Ring Volkstheater. So our passenger information system is again correct. We are heading to Prapta, and it is again correct. And sometimes that's what you need to do on the fly. You need to do that on the fly because something's changed. You know, there may be also a case this particular stop might be closed or something like that. So you have to change things on the fly.
Parlament. Umsteigen zu 2 in Richtung Dornbach.
Okay. Now here's a potential turnaround point. So we'll get out of the cab. We'll take our point clip. Not our point clip. That's that's a totally different conversation. Point clips. Our point bar. Switch cannot be adjusted. Okay, that's fine. Back in the seat. I thought we could change directions at Parliament, which would make sense. But you can't on... Even though it looks like you can. So for role-playing purposes, you could do a... role play where you're going from Stefan and you are just running the service to... You're just running the service to Karlsplatz. So Rainbow Crossing. So we'll see if we can find the next place that we can turn around. Let's go.
Schottentruhe. Umsteigen zu U2. 37, 38, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 1a.
So, the point bar works. Good to know. We should really stop.
Börse. Umsteigen zu D. In Richtung Nussdorf. 40a.
Now, if I was to have a look on the map, it would probably show us points where we could figure out where the turnaround points actually are. This may be one of them. I'll let the passengers get out first.
Können Sie mir bitte aus dem Weg gehen?
Oh, I thought that I had. There we go. Okay, so that's done it. That's changed the points to show you again. Straight to the left. Take it out. Back in the cab. Now we have to wait for it to change. Now the system may recognize that we have changed the points. Let's have a look. We'll close the door. It may know. Now what we should do, we should wait now because we've changed the points to the left. That signal's indicating that we go straight ahead. But the traffic's going straight ahead, but we want to turn left. So we'll have to wait for it to go red again, and then hopefully next cycle it should tell us to go to the left. And it should actually recognize that we have changed the points to the left. Now let's have a look. Yes, that's exactly what it's done. It's recognized, so it's telling us that we can either go to the left or we can go straight ahead depending on how the points are set. So we're turning around. Now, because it needs to turn around, it could take a couple of blocks to do that. Some of those cars are parked rather close to the kinetic envelope, aren't they? So it's taking us around the loop. So, and this will be heading us back towards Stefan. So we can see another tram there, which would have been right behind us. So we have to check the points here. So it looks like we can turn around in both directions. So we have to check the points to make sure that they're not set to send us back towards Haptali, which they aren't. But they're also set. So they're also set for us to go straight here. So we need to wait until one of those lights indicates that we can go straight. But obviously we can't because there's a whole heap of traffic. Now if we could get out and we could change the points again. But what I want to do, I want to see if we can go straight through these points when the traffic's clear. And head us back in the direction of Haptali. So the traffic's stuck. And that tram is also, that's trams heading to Stefan because we can see it on the passenger information display. So it looks like we've created something here. So we'll get out of the cab and we'll take our point bar with us. And so it looks like that the traffic's not going to clear. So what we can do, hopefully, is change these set of points. And that's changed it. So just to show you again, straight to the right. Take the clip. Oops, hang on. Take it with us. Get in the cab. Alright, so we can go now because we have got the signal after we close the doors. Now we've stopped again. So we'll just wait for these for the lights to change. Now that tram is waiting for us. In reality, he could have went. So we'll wait for the points to change again. Now it actually looks from here like yes, it actually has that car has crashed into that tram. Oh wow. Okay, so we'll get moving again. So we're heading back to Stefan. So we'll
Börse. Umsteigen zu D. In Richtung Nussdorf. 40a.
yeah, that's where we want to go next.
Schottentor. Umsteigen zu U2. 37, 38, 40, 41, 42.
Oh, that's advanced warning, but the car's in the way.
1a.
That X underneath indicates that it's advanced warning. So we'll just wait for the traffic to change again. There we go. So this should be Schottendorf, heading back towards Stefan. And this is indeed Schottendorf, which is exactly where we wanted to end up. So our passenger information system is again correct. There's the entrance to Schottendorf U-Bahn station. And so that is a practical demonstration. That is a practical demonstration of how the points work in TramSim, and also the turnaround points and how that can affect passenger information, and how you might have to do that at a moment's notice. So you know at predetermined points, if you get the call, you are going to have to get out, change the points, complete the make the loop, and then change your passenger information so it's again correct. On the next episode, we are going to undertake the tram challenges. So we'll see how we go. I'm Simulator Dirk. Thanks for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. We'll see you next time, and happy tramming.